Welcome back to Daytime Live, and we are joined by CEO of Recording Music, the wonderful, beautiful, infamous Kia Ellis. And Kia is here to tell us all about music publishing and her writing camp that she had recently. It happened right here in Jamaica. Okay, we never go, but we're going to the next one.
Aye. Yes. Facts. Yeah. All right, Kia, there's so many young Jamaicans who want to get into the music business, but they don't quite know anything about it. They don't know about publishing music, etc. Could you just give us a little synopsis of how you got started, of why it's so important? Just a little.
Okay. Yes, for sure. So music publishing overall really is about the rights of the songs, and as a publisher I deal mainly with the people that create the songs, so the authors and the composers, and we help with the managing of those rights as well as the exploitation of those rights, so getting them into sync, getting them into those spaces, and it's really important because it's the longevity of your music career.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of our legends, the older ones, they lose out on money they could have made because they're not quite up on the business, the publishing side and the business side of it.
Exactly.
So they can learn that from you. I love that.
Yeah, actually it's needed in all spheres and genres of the music industry.
Yes.
So I'm happy about it. And you have a vast experience working in the business side of things. You've worked with BBC, you've worked with MTV, Sony, and I realize that a lot of young artists think that just because they probably know music, they don't need to understand the business side, they can just come in it. Yeah. What would you say? How important is it for them to understand the business aspect of it?
Yeah, so understanding the business aspect is really, it's all about the experience you gain. So when you go and work in companies, even as an intern or anything where you can just overshadow or oversee someone, it's understanding interactions of relationships, building on those, because in the long term you may need someone in the end, you know. Also understanding how to read some of the contracts. If you don't know the in-depth key clauses that you can then start to pick out, understanding which royalties you need to be looking for, all those type of things. So that's the experience that comes alongside you then building on the relationships and what you then choose to do in the industry.
I love that, because you talk about relationships being so important in the industry. And you, like we said earlier, you are the daughter of reggae legend Alton Ellis. What lessons would you say that you've learned from him? And what was the cause, would you say, from picking up from him that caused you to build your legacy in the music industry?
Yeah, so I definitely learnt a lot from my dad because I was the handbag, so I went everywhere.
Love that.
And it was, again, the whole idea of the interactions, the relationships, the idea of understanding the intellectual property, which is something that he needed a lot of guidance on, you know. So I've only just realised that that's become something that I've become passionate for now, that I want to understand it so then I can then pass that on. And I think that's my legacy I want to make, to kind of run alongside his.
I love that.
All right, so we want to take a look at, you know, just some of the vibes that happen at the writing camp. But before we do, me not afraid to ask, what you do at the writing camp? I mean, it sounds obvious, you're right, but what is it really, what you do?
Yeah, so we put on a songwriting residency called Yaad and Abroad, and it's all about the idea of bringing communities together, networking, so having creatives from the UK come over to Jamaica to work with writers, producers, artists, and everyone just create, but I'm very specific on the days that we choose. So we have one day where it's all about reggae and dancehall, because obviously it's reggae month, so we have to big up. And then the second day was all about sync, so writing for films, TVs, all that type of thing. And
all right.
Okay, so with that, let's take a look. All the
like the final day. All right, let's take a look and we'll come back.
Take a final look.
That looks amazing. But I'm seeing enough artists that I recognize. Tell us about some of the artists that we had from Yaad, from Jamaica, and some UK ones as well.
Yeah, so
tell us about them.
We had DJ Mac, we had Valiant, Capleton passed through. We had Rasai, we had Coastal Kings. There was a whole host of people. We had Western from the UK, Fanatic, Savannah Dumets. A long list of great artists and writers and producers.
So, you know, I'm happy you explained. You know, I'm happy you explained and gave me the synopsis of what a writing camp is, because initially I was thinking you just go and wanna just write.
Yeah.
However, I'm seeing that music was being created. They're singing, they're performing. So do you think, Kesia, that music magic was created? And should we listen out for some hits?
Yes, for sure. Magic was created. Definitely with the crossover with the UK and the Jamaican acts. I feel like we've got a good 4 songs in there that I'm very excited about. And hopefully we'll have them released too.
Wow. I am so excited.
When is the next one?
I love that that's happening.
Every February, that's the plan.
Okay.
That's the
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. During Reggae Month, that's such a wonderful, like I said, oh God, I want the next one. Me and you.
That's what I'm thinking.
We got the
You
next
don't need
one.
to have no experience,
Listen,
right?
I can write it
You
out.
don't need to have like no experience, no songs out there that you've written.
Not you two, no. It's all right.
We can just come.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes. So we
February.
want to be able to just keep in touch and follow you on social media.
Where can we
So,
find you?
Yes, so everything is Kia Ellis and also Recording Music. All
Everything.
social medias.
That's it, just 1, 2.
Yeah.
Not to overthink it.
No.
Recording music, TC.
Kia Ellis.
Kesia Ellis.
Yes.
I love
yes,
that. Thank
love
you
it.
so much.
Thank you.
And that's
great seeing you.
awesome.
Great seeing
And I love how everybody come tonight and the unite and the unity of everything. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's such a pleasure.
I feel
to have you.
empowered to start practicing my writing.
Writing.
Yeah.
While Sanique is writing Daytime Live, we're right back with a brand new music video from Elaine.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
All right. To tune.